Hey guys, what I'd like to do today is to talk to you about a really important mindset to have in mind when you're going about your daily activities in achieving the desires that you want in your life. Now, it may sound very simple. I like to break things down in a very simplistic way, but usually in life we can forget about this simple principle. So in your mind, and by the way, this is going to help you get clear and getting you more balance in what you're doing and how to achieve the certain goals you want. Because you know that, firstly, we have our goals in our mind. Now, are they clear enough? Are they specific enough? And also, are we backing it up with the right amount of action, the inspired action, to make things happen? Because we can slide from one scale to the other scale. Sometimes we're doing loads of things, but it's not truly aligned in actually getting that goal. We're not making the type of progress we want with the actions that we're taking. And then other times, we're just maybe thinking about the goal. And yes, that usually happens. We just think that we want a certain desire, and we keep obsessing over it, we keep thinking about it, we keep putting the feelings out there, but without the action, it doesn't happen. So what I'd like you to do in your mind, I want you to imagine that on one side, we've got on one axis, you should say, it would be the behaviors that you do, like the things that you do in your life. And on the other axis, it would be the thoughts that you have. Now, if we consider what the thoughts are, the thoughts would be things like the beliefs that we have, the intentions that we're setting, the feelings that we're having, I've said that already, but the type of values that we have in life, the specific thoughts that we need to get the goal. So usually when we think of goals, they're very ambiguous, like I want to be rich or I want a good relationship. Now, as well as they're great goals, they're probably not specific enough. Because if you said, I want to be, say even we go even more ambiguous, say I want more money, I could give you a penny and that means you would have more money. So really, we need to be specific in the thoughts that we're having, the mindsets that we're having. So another side, and this might annoy a few people out there, but I like to tell you to it straight in my view of how to make things happen. There's just purely things I try on myself. Sometimes we can get into the mindset of just meditating the desires into our life, or the law of attraction, or just being peaceful in the world and expecting things to come to you. Now, although I love the mindset of being in the moment and being peaceful and meditating, I mean, I like doing that myself. And also I like the idea of some principles of the law of attraction, like having it in your mind, because I know biologically there's a part in your brain, if you have it in your mind, you're going to look for more, the reticular activating system. So it's very much like when you learn a new word, you begin to see it popping up everywhere. Or maybe if you've seen a new car that you'd like to buy, you begin to see that car popping up everywhere that you go because it's in the forefront of your mind and it seems important to your unconscious mind. It will look for more things, the exact same thing, or things which are similar. Now, knowing that's the case, I'm cool with having that in our mind and being peaceful. However, the world will conspire in your favor when you begin to conspire in your own favor. And that really means to make things happen. So that's the straight line. You can have the most wonderful intentions of creating peace in the world, having the money that you desire, the relationship. But if you're not going out there and make a difference in the world and your actions, or you're not actually going out there to meet new people, then you're not going to make a difference in the world. You're not going to find that new relationship. So yes, have the thoughts, but you've got the thoughts on one side, but if you don't back it up with the right type of action, you're never going to get that goal. So imagine if we've got one axis going up and one axis to, say, to your right. We need to be able to find the mark which actually gets the balance of both worlds, because you can't have one or the other. If you're just doing lots and lots of action and you're not aware of the results that you're getting, then you're not going to get the results. Or if you keep doing the exact same thing over and over again, you're going to get the exact same results every time. Whether they're, especially if they're not very good, then you'd want to be able to have the thoughts to be aware of where you're heading. So we need to find that balance. So in your day, you've got to think, well, where am I on the axis? Am I predominantly on the thought side? Or maybe I'm just doing all these behaviors and getting nowhere because I'm just not getting the results that I want. Am I having the clear thoughts, like the clear idea of what you want? Because you also know, I'm sure by now, that if you focus on the things that you don't want, like I don't want to be more in debt, I don't want another bad relationship, the thought in your mind is of the thing that you don't want. Now, since the unconscious mind finds it incredibly hard to distinguish what is imagined, what is true, it's like watching a scary movie, you feel the anxiety or you feel the anticipation. And if you think of anxiety, that is just thinking all the things you don't want anyway, and your body reacts to it. So first of all, you need to be clear in your thoughts. You need to be specific in the type of thing that you want. So taking it from the vagueness or the ambiguous and putting it in a clear structure of as to when you want it, how you want it to happen, how specifically is that goal, and really developing the right context and considering putting your thoughts in the right place in the positive. When you get that mindset, I mean, I would say that is the initial thing we need to get started when it comes to these two accesses. You want to go have all the inner thoughts, the inner game, to be able to transform that into your behavior, because it all starts within you. When you change the inside of yourself, you will change the outside of you. So really get clear on the type of things that you want. Be specific about it. Be aware of maybe you might lose something by achieving this goal. So we want to let go of all self-sabotage. So if you think, well, I want to be rich and famous, well, when you're rich and famous, the chances are you got bigger tax bills to pay, which I don't really mind that because that just means you're doing very well. But in your mind, you think, oh, I don't want to pay more tax, and you'll start to defeat yourself. If you're going for the fame, you'll be losing privacy and maybe getting new friends who are looking out for you in the wrong way. We see it all the time in the celebrity world, artists being made to make the wrong decisions, in my mind anyway, my values, and it just doesn't, it's not for longevity. If you look at the best people, they have that real cool brand about them. They're authentic, in other words. So you want to be clear on what do you want, and also be clear of what you might lose of having achieved this goal, and become at peace with it, or develop a way of getting around it. That means your unconscious mind will be still aligned with getting that goal. And then you've got to consider, well, what am I grateful for right now? What can I be so thankful for? Because we know that will cause us to have an emotional state of thanks, and therefore we are open to receiving more things like that. So having gratitude, having focus on your mindset in the exact positive, really going forward in your thoughts, your feelings, and then ask yourself on the other axis of the doing, the behavior, what can I do this week which will allow me to bring me closer to the goal? What can I do to do this? On the other axis of thoughts, you may think, well, what can I learn from the things which aren't really happening from my behavior or from the things that I do? By jumping back and forth all the time and considering one from the other, it will cause you to have that equilibrium and balance between both. That means you can take the massive and inspired action in the knowingness, in fact, of you being aligned in your mind and body, because that way you are on a surefire way of getting your goal, taking the action and having a clear mind, learning from what you're doing and getting where you need to be. So as you go out through the day, even draw that line in, or that graph on the one axis being your behaviors across, and going up your thoughts, and those include the the mindsets you have, the gratitude that you have, and notice how and what you can do to make that a balance between the two. Because you're never going to get anywhere if you're just predominant on one or the other. You need to have a balance of both cycles, of the doing and the mindsets. When you do that, you will make things happen. That's what I do in my life. I consider what do I need to be doing today? Am I in a learning state? Am I in a state where I can make things happen in my mind and body, whether it be going for a run, whether it be doing, which is obviously a behavior, but also it has an effect on your mindset, or maybe doing your gratitude list, considering and getting clear on your goals, and then backing it right up with the behaviors that you have. Have that principle in mind throughout the next few days, the next few weeks, and notice how your results become clearer and more defined in where you wish to be. So I hope you enjoy that small tip there, and I'm going to be producing lots more now, finishing my trainings for this year anyway. So lots of videos and audios to come. If you're watching this online, go ahead and visit if you want to watch it online, go ahead and visit youtube.com/Joseph's fan page. No, let's forget that. I always get this wrong, don't I? I've got too many different URLs in my mind. So youtube.com/Joseph Clough. So Joseph Clough Hypnosis. That's the one. I got it in the end. And then you can watch all the videos online. So the video version of this, if you're listening to this on one of my apps or on my podcast, or you can actually get all the audio translations of this onto my apps. And you just visit your app store, type in my name, and my app will come up there, and it's all for free. And if you like my work, please review it, leave a comment, like it on YouTube, so I know that you're enjoying this, because I'm more than happy to do it as long as people are going, well, yeah, I'm really liking this, because that's my benchmark. More people are listening, then I know I'm doing a good thing, and I'll do more of that good thing. So have a wonderful day, and I really look forward to speaking to you very, very soon. Many thanks, and goodbye.